Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I put up my last video. I've been busy getting into classes and stuff, but I should be doing fine since I will be dropping one of my sports. But today I will be going over what I got and hopefully what I'll be getting done here in before hopefully. Gen Con just passed uh, last weekend, and while I was there, I ended up getting the next two parts in the Star Wars role-playing game. So now I have Edge of the Empire, the first one, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny. Right now, Force and Destiny is in the beta because it is not finished yet. Hopefully, not a lot changes. And I said I would be going over Dragon Age in one of my videos. I have the first box set. I've had it for a while and just got the second box set, and I will be going over those. And I did hear news at Gen Con that they did finish the last box set for Dragon Age, and they're printing it out right now, and it is a big hit. I advise you getting it. First book has like Dragon Age Origins, races and classes, just the default classes, no specialization trees like Bard, Assassin, or stuff. Because they have a dwarf, elf, and human, and then depending on the background, depends on what bonuses you get, and depending on what class you are as well. In the second book, they changed it up after the release of Dragon Age 2, where they have the Canary as a playable race, like what they're doing with the Dragon Age Inquisition, and that they added specializations in that one. The Assassin, Duelist, Templar, Blood Mage, Spirit Healer. So far, that's all I know of specializations, and they added more stuff points besides combat and spell stop points. They have actual negotiation stuff points now. They have stuff like flirt. See here, exploration stunts and role playing stunts now, which wasn't in the first one. They only had combat and spell casting. See here, and because on book one, they only had the stop points for combat and spells, and they have the movements on the back GM book, and the stop points were on the player's book. So that will hopefully speed things up. They also added a new map. It leaves Ferelden pretty much. There's only a small part of Ferelden here, and goes more into the Imperium and Adder Falls. If I butcher any of those, I'm sorry. But first one mostly takes place in Ferelden. Then the second one leaves Ferelden. I already explained Edge of the Empire, but if you don't know, it's on the fringes of the galaxy that you have an obligation to do, and that will also affect how you'll play if obligation kicks in. You're more of the assassin, bounty hunters, scout, explorers, colonists, and engineers, outlaws, pretty much. And then Age of Rebellion, you are part of the rebellion in the name, and instead of getting obligation, you get duty, and it works completely different than obligation. Obligation is a thing you want to, once you finish, you can get rid of, but duty is a teamwork thing, and there's a team threshold for it. And so far from what I've understand from it is it's a group threshold. Once the entire group's threshold hits 100, they get rewarded by the rebellion, and they gain higher ranking in there and more trust. But then also the Empire will want to fight back and strike harder against you, and everyone's duty value resets to 0, but it does not reset trust or anything. And so far in Force and Destiny, every class in here is force sensitive. So if you're playing a non-force sensitive character, save the first 2 books. But if you want to do force sensitive, go ahead, be a guest and do this. And instead of having a duty or obligation in Force and Destiny, they have a morality, and that is affected by how the player approaches with his emotional strengths and weaknesses. When I was doing a beta test over at Gen Con, one of our players was curious, but he was also aggressively curious. Once he started, he could not stop investigating whatever, and that'll affect morality. There's another one who was ambitious but reckless, where they were using him as a scout, and he started picking food, but he started picking food just like trying to get the job done. So, and that ties into this, and the morality is force sensitive, pretty much only force sensitive only, since it does affect the force die roll. Everyone's morality starts at 50, and then conflicts throughout the game, the whole group decides, like if you do a dark side, like murdering just someone or murdering them, that will give you a morality, conflict. And then at the end of the session, everyone rolls 1d10, and by rolling 1d10, that is how much morality you gain. Unlike conflict, if you gain more conflict than you do morality goes down. The milestones on morality is 10 and 30. That's when you're dark side. If you drop to 30 or below, you become a dark side user, and it automatically switches you from using white on the force die to black, and you lose one strain from your entire threshold, for the level 30, and then once you reach down to level 10, you lose 2 from the entire threshold. You gain them back, gaining the morality, and when the next milestone is 70, and that is light side, you gain 1 to your strain threshold, and then another one is 90, and that will not affect your character in any way except for if you're redeeming yourself from the dark side. Overall, there's 20 races in Star Wars, 4 in the Dragon Age. I probably will try to get through them, and instead of continuing character creation through Edge of the Empire at step 4 for choosing step 4 and 5 for choosing your career and specialization, I might go through all book races and then go on with careers and specializations for all 3 of them. Then the rest of it is gear, appearance, motivation, which motivation will be all 3 of these in a row. And I think that's it. And then starting stuff, I will do that. Dragon Age, I will hopefully try to get to it soon. Very easy game, easy to understand it. Just like Star Wars, say the most complicated game out all groups is D&D. So, see you next time.